Welcome back. Nine.
Like it. I don't know.
I don't think I was talking to a few folks about that, and they go, do you know like what's going on? They'll ask me like, who's coming on your show today? And I do know.
Yeah.
It's just I don't at the same time.
I can't tell you what I had for
constantly
breakfast
going,
yesterday.
Constantly going. Blog Talk. That's what we were doing. Blog Talk at 10.
I'm on the show right now.
Oh, look at that! My lower third froze.
Oh no!
Oh no! We gotta fix that.
Oh.
Oh, look at that. Okay, so Blog Talk, you wrote about your time at the Curiosity Museum.
I did. So I went to the Oddities and Curiosities Expo in St. Louis this past weekend, which was very fun and very weird, as advertised. And I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I have friends who have gone before, and I was really excited about it. And I will say it was as odd and curious and weird and wonderful as possible.
So I got to ask you about this, because I added it to the calendar because, I'm one of those believers, because I do manage the community calendar, is the fact that we do go over across the river, and folks like to know what's going on over there. If it's something big, I'm not going to post every band gig, like they can do that themselves. But if it's something big like this, let's go ahead and do it. So this was a whole weekend of Expo.
Absolutely. Yep.
Did you go all weekend?
No. So I went on Saturday. I don't think I would have been able to handle all weekend. It was just so much going on. So, but it was interesting though, because I saw your friend Thomas Neely was there.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, he was swallowing swords, doing some cool things with Freak Show Deluxe. And there was just a bunch of interesting things happening. It was very, it was a lot of tables.
The way you said it, just so calmly. Yeah, just swallowing swords.
Yeah, no biggie. Just as he does. But it was very cool. People have some really cool talents. I could never.
They build the hell out of this. I mean, let me read you the line item they gave media, and they Explore St. Louis put out. Taxidermy, preserved specimens, original artwork. This is where broadcasting has art. Okay, hear me out. This is where the skill comes in. Horror.
Good job. That was good.
Because there's a lot of times that folks say the wrong word when they say a horror movie instead of whatever else they say.
You handled that beautifully.
Thank you very much. Antiques, handcrafted oddities, quack medical devices. There's a few of those currently in use. Creepy clothing, odd jewelry, funeral collectibles, and more. What was your favorite part? Tell me about, did you actually see taxidermied animals there?
Yeah, so
I don't know about that.
I'll be honest with you. I'm not really a taxidermy kind of girl. That's not for me so much. So there was a lot of taxidermy. There were bones and skulls, and that it was cool. Don't get me wrong. It's cool art.
I could see you in tears walking by some of these things.
Not quite in tears, but definitely.
What were the animals? What were the taxidermied animals?
Well, there were plenty of deer heads and stuff like that, which we see around here. That's pretty normal.
That's normal.
There were some skulls of like cats and bats, and I'm not really into that. So
that's awful.
But the best part, CJ, was that off to the side there was a taxidermy class in process. So
hell no, no way. Did they all have their own specimen too?
They had. I think they were doing rats. So it's not bring your own rat, luckily, but they had their own. They were taxiderming rats, and that definitely walked by that, kind of shielded the eyes a little bit. Not for me. Not for me. Ooh.
Were people eating here?
There was a food section as well. So
way
so there was
hell.
Off to the side, and one side there was taxidermy class going on, and off to the other side there was some, pulled pork sandwiches and other things like that. And what me and my friends did is we avoided both of those things.
Good idea.
We just walked around and saw the booths and saw what was going on.
Okay, so between the taxidermy class and the pulled pork that might have come from said class, oh God, I don't know if I could trust it, even though it's obviously not the same thing. Once you see a taxidermy cat, okay, that's where I draw the line.
Right. Well, and it was just the skull, so it was a little less upsetting, but it was still, you could kind of disengage a little bit and be like, oh, it's just a skull. That's interesting. But definitely, I have cats. I love cats. I was upset.
I knew that's why I had to ask. I was just curious.
So I avoided that part, but everything else was really cool.
Did they have armadillo?
They did have an armadillo, yeah.
So what's funny is, in Texas, that's a whole line of material.
Really?
I went down because I was doing a show for Dustin Rhodes' wrestling school. So I was going out and I was meeting with people and just telling them about it, passing out flyers. And I swear to God that there was not one, not three, but 5 booths that were all armadillo wallets, hats, jewelry.
Wow. I had no idea.
No. Do you know what those things carry?
I'm afraid to ask.
Leprosy. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. Okay. So no armadillo wallets, though.
No armadillo wallets. There was an armadillo, like, the armadillo was on its back, and then it was, like, holding a wine bottle. So, there's some home decor and other
What would
things.
you do if you walked into somebody's house and you saw that? Seriously.
I don't know. I guess I'd be like, well, that's really cool, because what else are you going to say?
I wouldn't go back. It would be a one and done. It would be a one-off. It would be a one-off. So what was your favorite part about the stop around the Curiosity Museum or Expo?
Well, it was just cool to see everybody's artistry, because say what you will, there were some weird things,
Yeah.
but it's really neat what people can do. And I think about that a lot in this area too, and just seeing the art at Milton Schoolhouse or at the night market, just the stuff that people can create is beautiful and incredible. And so I'm a jewelry person, so I really liked looking at some of the creepy, weird jewelry kind of things.
Yeah, okay.
And, there was that, and there was some horror. There
Good
you
job.
go. Memorabilia and stuff like that. I'm not a big gory fan necessarily, but it was cool to see. And so, it was just an interesting day where you got to see a lot of weird things you wouldn't see normally. And you know what? It's part of saying yes. So why not?
So there you go. On top of that all, my favorite part of this, and I just read it as you were talking here, you were the driver.
I was.
And you had to learn a very valuable lesson on major events.
Yes.
So the first test was actually getting inside.
So that was the most nerve-wracking part was, forget the serial killer things and the bloody, gory things and the taxidermy. The scariest part of the whole day was driving to the event.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
I am not a fan. I've driven in Chicago before, like downtown Chicago. That was one of the worst experiences of my life.
Yeah,
I
who would
will
do
say
that?
it was
That is
terrible.
Just miserable.
It was a mistake.
Yeah, it should be.
It was a mistake.
That
on my
was
part.
rough. Oh my God.
And so I've driven in downtown St. Louis before too, but this was, a big event. There were a lot of people there, and it was overwhelming. And so we circled the venue maybe 3 times, just trying to find a spot, and then eventually just forked out the money to park in a parking garage. And I'll pay like a lot of money to park in a parking garage at that point because I was desperate.
Well, and too, I mean, you got to tackle the 270 or 70, not 270, the 70 interchange, and then it's like drag racing constantly on those interstates. I've never gone that fast in a car to where you're almost on 2 wheels merging in and out of traffic.
It's terrifying. I don't know how people do it.
Well, and then so I want to ask you because you made a point in here, a very good point about the aux cord permissions and calm music being played.
Well, yeah. So
is that the right call for this?
So it's interesting you bring it up. So my friend was in the back seat. He had the aux cord. I didn't want to be in charge of the music, so I said someone else be in charge.
That's a stressful job.
That's like a whole. Now I'm getting off on a tangent, but that's a whole other task.
It's a pain.
I don't want to be in charge of that. Right. So he, I'm circling the venue. They can tell I'm getting more and more stressed about the whole thing. And he says, "Here, I'll put on some music to kind of match the tone of the day." And he put on "Pierce the Veil." So I don't know if it was calming so much as it definitely matched the tone of the moment. It does
match the tone.
So it definitely, and so I turned it down and I said, you know what, we're going to drive in silence for a second.
Sydney was done. That was you saying, I am effing done.
It's like, everybody be quiet for a minute, please.
We're getting ready to turn this car around. Okay, so here we go. The Expo filled to the brim. You would be a great live read writer.
Oh, thank you.
You really would. Filled to the brim with tarot cards, horror, memorabilia, crystals, skulls, bloody art. I thought that said body art prints. No, bloody art prints, and spooky figurines. I love those figurine type of things.
It's cool.
I'd never buy them because what do you do with them?
Exactly.
They're dust collectors.
Exactly.
But it's real. You want to buy them when you look at them because they're so neatly made.
Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing too. Just the art that people can do, the crafts, and the way that people can put things together is so impressive. So even though I'm with you, I'm not a big figurine collector myself, but it was so neat to see what people can come up with.
So I got to ask you about this. I just lied to you. I told you that I read the whole article and I missed a paragraph here. Throughout the day, I couldn't help to think about the Keep Alton Weird movement. Is there a Keep Alton Weird movement?
Oh, yeah. There's
Fill me in. This is something new for me. I've never learned about this. Yeah.
No, there's a whole hashtag. It's Keep Alton Weird. And it's the idea that just, Alton has some weird things. We got some haunted stuff. We got, as we all know, some ghosts in the area and some really cool people, too, that you can just talk to and what?
Nothing. Nope. I caught myself. Keep going.
There you go. Some weird people, and I say that lovingly because I love weird people.
Unique.
I love
those are the best
thing.
to be around.
Absolutely.
I hate when someone's just all cut and dry. Cut and paste is not fun.
Absolutely not. Well, and that goes back to that's why I love sitting around and loitering in coffee shops and stuff like that, because you talk to people who are into such interesting things, and it's so fascinating. So anyway, so we have in the Riverbend, we might not have the Curiosities or the Oddities and Curiosities Expo in St. Louis, but we do have the Weird and the Wonderful right here in Alden and in the Riverbend.
And we have the Curiosity Museum.
We do, yeah.
That's right.
We do.
Right over there in Mineral Springs, and Troy Taylor's taken that over and done some cool stuff with it. So let me ask you, weirdest of the day goes to?
Weirdest of the day, I saw some mugs that were in the shape of baby heads.
Stop.
And
No.
It's not for me, but you know what? It was what they had.
If I see any baby head mug at any one of my relatives' homes, at any one of your businesses, I am getting a picture, and that is going right to the press. The press. That is awful.
Yeah, it's
I'm not a fan of the baby head mug. So
I'm not a fan
weirdest
of that.
Was the baby head mug.
I will say that has stood out to me.
No, were they just like plastic baby doll heads?
It was like ceramic, like a ceramic mug that they had molded to look like a baby doll head, and the baby was crying, and it was very creepy, and it's not really my thing. But again, to each their own. I love the weird and the curious. So.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. What was the most normal?
The most normal thing I saw? Oh, I don't know. There wasn't a lot of normal there.
What was the coolest thing you saw?
The coolest thing? Oh, there was some steampunk items.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love those type of things.
I think that's
I'm
the
a
coolest
steampunk
thing.
person.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I don't know. I don't have much experience with it, but it's the coolest thing to see. And so I bought myself a ring that looks like an eyeball. So I was very pleased about that as well. So
you got weird over there.
It got a little weird, but it was kind of fun. So, that's what it's all about. It's just kind of those weird things and trying new things. And it's fun every now and then to go into the city. And it's also a lot of fun to come back home.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
I don't drive over there. That's the rule. If you want me over there, you better be driving.
That's, I think, my new rule. And I think my friends understand that considering how it went.
Yep.
So they know.
And here's the other rule, too.
Yeah.
This is how serious it is to go do things with me. If you live let's say you live in Bethalto and we're going to St. Louis, that means you have to pick me up. I'm not driving to Bethalto either.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
That's how strict I am.
No, I respect
I don't
that.
drive in Bethalto, and it's nothing against you guys. I just don't like driving all the way over there. It's just because, it's a long way back to your home, No,
it is.
So
It's a long drive.
Yeah, if you want me to go, you have to come pick me up, and, I'll pay for some of the stuff, but you got to drive too.
Basically, anything longer than Alton is a long drive for me, who lives in Brighton. So it's like, anywhere else that I want to go is kind of like, does anybody feel like driving? Because I could definitely go with just being in the passenger seat.
Yeah,
so.
no, I'm definitely a passenger princess. There ain't no doubt about it.
I didn't want to say it.
I am.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. It's the proper term. Oh my God. All I know is this: the Curiosity Expo is really cool because it celebrates people that have different interests. Because it's not like you can go to your Christmas gathering with your family and tell mom and your baby cousin and everyone else, "Hey, look at the baby HUD mug I just created." So to be in a group where it's all welcoming, it's all good and jovial. Now, steampunk, I got to tell you about that. Do you know the steampunk TikTok guy? Is he still doing his thing?
I know exactly what you're talking about, but I'm not sure if he's still going.
Yeah.
But I have seen those TikToks.
I'm would never in my life, and not saying it's a bad thing, I'm just not like a cosplayer. Is that it? I'm not into that stuff. But I like the whole steampunk idea.
It's cool. No, the cosplay and the steampunk, which are two different things, but still kind of similar things. But it's so interesting and so intricate what people can come up with. And I think that was part of the fun of this whole day was that, like you said, people could really just experiment and show their art and kind of show off what they had going on. So
and it shows how it's really, really fascinating to me. Pretty fascinating how the brain works.
Oh,
because I would have never thought how to do X, Y, or even had the idea to make it look that way.
Absolutely.
Let alone skills it takes to make it look perfect. I just would have never been able to put it together to begin with.
No, for sure. I'm not that creative. So I was fascinated the entire day by just what people can do and what they can come up with, because there was some weird things there, but it was the neatest thing ever. So no, it was fun. It was fun to get out of town for a little bit and go over and see something new. And like I said, fun to come back home and drive safely in Alton and to make it home. What are you seeing?
I'm just looking up steampunk gadgets. And one of them is a punch card cell phone.
Oh, how does that work?
Stay tuned for next week's blog.
We'll find out.
Okay. So overall takeaway, would you go back?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm always down for things like that. And that's the thing, too, that coming back to the say yes thing and the doing things again and again, like, why not go and try some things out and do something a little strange? So It was kind of a weird day. It was great. Love a weird day. So we went and did that, and we had a really fun time. So can't go wrong.
You got to showcase, Alton's love for keeping it weird.
Absolutely.
100%.
Got to come back, and I saw a lot of people from Alton at the Expo. So
Did you
it was
really?
great.
That's cool.
Yeah. It was really cool to hang out with some friends and to run into some new friends, too, and connect over Alton. Yeah.
Ow. Yeah, that was a funny one. I always wanted to do something called Weird Weekend.
Oh, let's hear more.
So it's just, and you know how we used to have the block parties?
Oh, yeah.
But it just celebrates the uniqueness of all of our vendors and all the people we have, and it just goes on all Halloween weekend.
Oh, that would be awesome.
And it's just a 2-day block party of being, kind of like the Expo, but more of a block party setting.
That sounds so fun. No, you should get on that, because I think I know a lot of people who would be very down for that.
I always say all these ideas, and by the time I get home, I go, God dang it, why did I put that one out there? Now I got to do
Someone needs to pick it up. Come on.
Someone's got to grab it, and all I want is just a little plaque that says I came up with the idea.
There you go.
Yeah, it'd be better than what other people give me. Let's see. What are you working on next week?
So, in general, what we're working on is a lot of interesting things going on. We got the Alton Middle School has their Seussical Junior play going on. That's fun.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple of other things coming down the pipeline. But what's really on my mind lately is that I am going home every night this week, and I am taking care of chickens. So I'm chicken babysitting.
How many chickens?
About 14 or 15. So
God dang, that's a lot of chickens.
It's a lot of chickens. And I did a quick count too. I was like, okay, let's just make sure I got generally the right number here of chickens in. I'm worried about it. So, but anyway, stay tuned for next week's blog post, because I don't think there's any way I can not write about this.
So can I tell you my chicken story?
Please tell me your chicken story.
My neighbor, Sean, at the time, we were a wild neighborhood. We had cannons getting shot off on the 4th of July.
You're just like that story.
Chickens. No kidding. Chickens. We had one time, all these different animals running around. It was nuts. Okay, it was fun though. It was a fun time to be around. Well, we went to Farm and Home and got chickens, and I thought, I'll bring a chicken home and just tell my parents we have a chicken now. That's what I did for a lot of my animals. Is, hey, look what I brought home, and then they get pissy or not mad, but kind of pissy. But my mom did. Like, why are you bringing these home to us?
That's a little fair. I'm gonna say
the chicken's name was Velma.
Okay, that's cute. That's a good name for Gertrude. A good name for a chicken.
Yeah, kind of same thing. Well, Velma turned into Albert very quickly.
No.
And Albert became a very mean rooster.
That's unfortunate.
You'd have to go in the backyard. I would, my sister would, in catcher's gear. And put leg protection on the front and back side of your legs. So you'd have 2 sets of catcher's gear on your legs. Then you have the chest protector, because he was coming out spurring you.
That is wild.
Now, he wouldn't do it against my dad. He wouldn't attack my mom. It was only the kids. It was the weirdest thing. He just hated it. And we never did anything bad to him. It was just a chicken. Well, Albert got a little mean and started spurring all the dogs and taking them all on. And, there was a wild chicken that roamed in, and a real wild chicken that roamed in and kind of helped Albert for a little bit. But then the wild chicken decided that she didn't know how the fence post worked and slipped in the fence post and hung herself.
Oh my gosh.
Albert had a lot of tragedy, okay?
This is such
we didn't know what to do with Albert. We take him up to a friend of my dad's place. And about 3 weeks later, Albert and all the chickens in the coop were attacked by a fox and killed.
My God.
So I hope your chicken story goes better than mine did.
No, I don't even know why you spoke that into existence, because now I'm terrified. I got to deal with that.
I shouldn't have said it, but I had to tie it in. At 11 o'clock, that's how Sydney and I are wrapping up our week. Check out Blog Talk next week to see if the chickens are still alive.
Oh, fingers crossed.
And most importantly, enjoy the 80 degrees that are coming into the 618 this weekend. I'll see you on Monday. On that note, have a good one. Try your best to stay out of jail.